All right, let us now answer this question here. It says an amortization table for a loan is shown below. The loan is to be repaid over 3 years, making 6 half-yearly payments. Reading from the table, what is the principal of the loan? Well, the principal of the loan is simply going to be your very start here. So this 60,000 is how much the loan is for initially. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to write $60,000. The next question, a B, says, what is the half-yearly repayment amount? So what is the half-yearly payment amount? So what we can see here is that my payment amount is always 11,112.59. So that's how much I'm paying every half year. So we simply write that down, 112.59. Then we go to the next one. It says, let me get the highlighter out. It says, what is the balance of the loan after repayment 2 is made? Okay, so this is after, see here, the balance of the loan after payment 2 is made. How can we figure this out? Well, to figure out the balance of the loan, what I would recommend that you do here is simply take the previous balance and subtract away your principal reduction, and that will get you the current balance. Because we know that we simply take this balance here and you take away the principal reduction. That's how it works. So if I was to do that, I'm going to have to look at these numbers as I do it. It will be 5747.41 minus 9539.42. Let me come to my CAS and put that in. 5747.41 minus 9539.42 is going to be equal to that. So my answer here will be 4120799. Perfect. Let's now go on to the next one. It says, what is the principal reduction for payment 3? What is the principal reduction for payment 3? So let's clear the board here. I'm after the principal reduction here. The principal reduction. What is the principal reduction for payment 3? Well, to figure out my principal reduction, we know that the principal reduction is simply going to be the payment that you've made subtracted by your interest paid. That's going to be how much your principal reduces by. The amount that you paid subtracted by the interest paid. So I'm just going to come put those numbers in. I'm going to go 11112.59 minus 1277.45. And that's going to leave me with 11112, lots of ones there, 0.59 minus 1277.45. And when I do that, I'm going to end up with 9835.14. All right, we keep on going now. Next, it says, what is the interest paid for payment 4? All right, so let's come back to this. We now want how much interest have I paid for payment number 4? To figure this out, what I would probably do here is I would take the payment that I made, so this is the payment, and I would look at my principal reduction. And I know that the difference of these will give me the interest paid. So I'll just write this out just to be very clear here. So let me come here. I might even zoom out so you can see exactly what I'm doing. If I zoom out, I'm not going to be able to write neatly. Let me zoom in and then I'll zoom out. So I'm saying take the payment that you made and subtract it from your principal reduction. I would really encourage you not to answer these by rote. So try not to just memorize how to get each individual thing. Rather, think it through. So if we're after the interest paid here, we can simply say, well, I know that my principal reduction is simply the payment made minus the interest paid. So therefore, if I was to take the payment made this time and subtract it by the principal reduction, that will give me my interest paid. I know that sounds a bit topsy-turvy there, but if you sit for a while and just think about how these three numbers are connected to each other, hopefully that will make sense what we've done there. So that means we're going to go 11112.59 minus 10140.03, which is going to be 927.56. All right, and next one. It says, let's get the highlighter. This is a great question. What is the annual interest rate? What is the annual interest rate? All right, there's a couple of different ways of going about this. Let's clear the board. We need to figure out the interest rate here. How can we do that? Well, let's just look here at the 60,000. What is the interest in the first half year? The interest on this 60,000 is 1,860. So what I could say is this. Let me come all the way down here. I could say 60, 1, 2, 3, times by my interest rate for the half year is going to be equal to 1860. 1860. Hopefully that makes sense, what I've said there. If I take the balance of the loan and times it by my interest rate, I'll get 1,860 for the first half year. I could therefore say that my interest rate is going to be equal to 1860 divided by 60,000. And this is something we can take to the bank. I've simply rearranged that first one there. I've simply rearranged this line to make that line. So my interest is this divided by that. So in other words, whenever you want to figure out the interest, what you can do is say, well, what's the interest paid? In this case, 1,860. And you can divide it by the previous balance. That's not how you spell previous. Previous loan balance. And when you do that, you will get your answer. So if I was to do this here, I'm going to get 1860 divided by 60, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 0.031. All right. Now, we're not done yet because, and I'm going to write this in a different color, this here represents the half yearly interest rate. All right, the half yearly. We don't want the half yearly interest rate, do we? We want the yearly interest rate. So guess what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to, and I'll do this in another color yet again, just to make it nice and colorful. I'm going to have to times it by 2 because there are 2 half years in a year. And if I'm to do that, what I'm going to end up with is, let me grab this color, oh, that's not the pen I wanted. Is it this one I want? 0.062. So all I did is I went 0.031 times 2. And I get 0.062. The very last thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to turn this into a percentage. Therefore, it is going to be 6.2% per annum. And that's your final answer there. That is your final answer. All right. Hopefully that makes sense what I've done there. A neat little question. Oh, all right. Let's keep on going. The last one, G says, what is the value of the final repayment for the loan to be fully repaid after 3 years? So what they're asking me to do now is they're asking me to find out what this here is going to be. What is my final repayment going to be? What is my final repayment going to be? Remember, the way in which you should think about your final repayment is you have to pay off the balance of the loan, and you also have to pay off the interest as well. So you have to pay off the interest, and you have to pay off that right there. So if you simply add those two things together, I need to pay this off, and the interest generated on that, you'll get your answer. So you're simply going to go 10778.44 plus 334.13. And if you do that, you'll get your answer of that. So what I did here is come down here and I'll write it nice and neatly for us. I'm going to write final repayment. Oh, I can't spell. Repayment is equal to, what did I say? What are they called again? This one here is called your balance remaining. I'll call it the balance remaining. Balance remaining plus the interest. So in this case, it was 10,778.44 plus 334.13 is equal to 1111. How many ones are there? Sorry, 11. Yeah, that's enough. 2.57. That's going to be the final amount that you repay to fully have this thing paid off. My goodness, what a long question that was. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And have you noticed that my handwriting has significantly improved from here? I don't know how, but it has. I think it's because the pen is a bit thicker. Oh well, you live and you learn.